Today, I'm going to walk you through a very simple, short practice, which I like to call, How is your food supporting you? Today's episode is a short one. It's a little bit of a review and a little bit of personal inquiry. First part is the review. I have categorized food into 3 distinct categories: stimulants, depressants, and balancers. Just as the names suggest, stimulating foods are foods that increase the amount of adrenaline in your body, nerve activity, brain activity, and essentially give you more energy and clarity. Some of the obvious ones would be coffee, sugar, and caffeine. Depressants are foods that exhaust your body. They take a lot of energy to digest, and while digesting them, you don't have a lot of energy for thinking or doing, so they slow you down. These are the foods we move toward when we have a lot of anxiety. Pizza, pasta, ice cream, for example. Then we have the balancers. Balancers are essentially whole foods that don't depress or stimulate the body, but instead they deeply nourish you to feel whatever the experience is you're in. So if you're a little sad, you're going through grief, you're overwhelmed, you're tired, these foods bring you into that experience more. They don't stimulate you up and out of your grief, nor do they depress you and numb you from feeling it. They bring you into your grief so you can have a relationship to the feeling, the sensations, and eventually let it transform from there. Balancers help us have capacity for what it is we're going through. They give us capacity to respond and experience and embody our experiences and situations. This is understandably why we don't seek them when we're stressed. When you come home from a long day of work, you want the depressants usually. You want the pasta and the wine and the cannabis and the cheese. When you wake up and you're exhausted, you want the stimulants. You want the pastry and the coffee. You want to skip breakfast. You don't come home from a long day of work thinking, I can't wait to steam some broccoli and have a little piece of salmon and beans. That's the last thing we think about because we don't have a practice of embodying our experiences. So I want you to consider something. Instead of foods being healthy or unhealthy, good or bad, junk or whole, think of foods as how they can support you. Think of food as medicine. All of it is a form of medicine. Some much more intense, like a pharmaceutical, others a little more holistic, like tinctures or supplements. But think of food as a way to support your body. And through these 3 categories, I'm going to ask you right now, how is your food today supporting you? How are your food choices affecting your body? Do you find yourself moving towards stimulants, meaning is food giving you a lot of energy because you lack it? Or is it helping you push through an experience you don't have a lot of capacity for? Or are you using foods as a depressant today? Are foods slowing you down because you have so much anxiety and overwhelm? Are you eating food that helps you fall asleep at night and gives you that comfort feeling? Are you eating foods that numb out unpleasant sensations? Or even in an attempt to balance yourself from eating stimulants that gave you too much anxiety earlier? And then finally, balancers. Are you eating foods that balance your body, that don't quite stimulate or depress you, but just help you feel settled in the experience you're having? They give you a little more support to be with grief, not to get rid of grief, but to be with it. They give you a little more support that comes out as a sense of clarity or a long-lasting energy that goes on for 4 or 5 hours until you're hungry again, rather than short bursts and dips. Understanding your food as medicine and understanding these 3 categories helps you get a sense, a conscious awareness of how your food is supporting you right now. And when you start identifying that, you can actually use your cravings to understand your underlying state. If I just want chocolate and coffee, that's telling me that I'm already depressed. My system is low, my energy is low, my capacity is low. So I'm looking toward food to stimulate me out of that. If I'm wanting depressants, that's telling me my body's quite anxious, quite heightened, quite aroused, and I'm looking for something to settle me. It's really helpful to see food through this lens instead of a lens of willpower or bad or good choices. See it for what it is. I'm drinking coffee because I'm exhausted and I have to go to work because I need my paycheck. I'm eating pizza at 10 p.m. because I'm so revved up from the day that it's the only thing I can think of to eat or do that will settle me enough to fall asleep so I can get up and do it again. Or I'm choosing to eat salmon and broccoli and beans because I know if I don't, I'm going to crash. Or I know if I don't, I'm going to feel really depressed because my glucose is going to get out of balance. Let's just understand why we're eating the foods we're eating, what effects they're giving us, and from there create a new, more conscious relationship to the foods we eat. My 6-month nutrition program is going to teach you all of this, and it begins on July 8th. Please make sure to register right now if you're hearing this, or no later than July 7th. I can't wait to teach you in depth these food categories, how to eat carbs in a way that don't stress you out as much or make your glucose fluctuate, and how to have a relationship to food that's not so stressful and serious and puritanical, but fun, experimental, and most importantly, pleasurable. You can find all the information you need through the link in the episode details. I'll look forward to seeing all of you who join. And whether you join or not, remember this question: how is your food supporting you today? Thank you for watching today's episode. Please like and subscribe if you found it useful, and let me know in the comments what you want me to cover next. If you want to learn much more about nutrition, especially through the somatic lens and how you can use food to recover from stress and trauma, there's really no better time than now, because I am about to lead a 6-month nutrition group that begins on July 8th. This group meets every week for 6 months, and I will teach you everything from somatic practices to help you be with the emotions that come up around dieting and food, as well as the nutritional biochemical component of protein, carbohydrates, fats, and how to understand instinctive eating in a way that nourishes your body instead of just soothing your emotions. When you bring somatic practices with nutritional ones, you get to eat for nourishment and then learn other ways to hold your emotions and tend to yourself instead of using food that could be detrimental to your health and your balance of your body. For more information about this group, please click on the link below in the episode details, and you have until July 7th to register. I look forward to seeing you in there. I have developed a 4-week self-paced course that takes 18 years of my personal and professional experience and puts it into one place where you can easily and quickly learn the foundations of recovering from stress and trauma. How does the food you eat affect your stress levels? How do the relationships in your life create stress or peace? How does the relationship you have with your body allow you to feel happier and more settled? I will cover all this and so much more in this 4-week self-paced course. And the best part, it's self-paced. You don't have to sign up at a certain date or finish it at a certain time. It's yours for life, and it's waiting there for you when you're ready to finish it. Throughout this course, I'll be teaching you philosophies and practices that combine my 3 favorite modalities: somatic experiencing, embodied parts work, and nutrition. For more information on this course, click on the link in my episode details.
Getting there, it was just, I could tell something special was about to happen.
There's just something about in-person retreats that just doesn't compare to online space.
Minla is outstandingly beautiful. Why not be there with Luis and his team?
My body knew that something intense was going to happen in the most beautiful way.
It was all about getting what each and every one of us needed and what the community needed.
My biggest takeaway is that I got introduced to myself.
We're just a bunch of misfits trying to find community with one another, and that's where my heart just blasted open because I felt like seen, and yeah, it was beautiful. I loved it.